Hey everybody, welcome back to the Basement Workshop. Going to do another flea market estate sale find segment. Today is December 5th, 2019, and this is actually a pick from the November Thompson International Speedway Flea Market and Swap Meet. This was at the beginning of November, and I'm just getting around to actually going through this stuff and getting a chance to show it. And just picked up another estate last night, so it looks like we're going to have a few more of these before the year is out. Hopefully I can get all the editing done and get it all squeezed in there. You know, this is the time of year. We've got snow on the ground now here in New England. Flea markets are pretty much done. That swap meet there at the beginning of November was pretty much the last outdoor shebang for the year. So I thought maybe we were going to have a break. But then recently I got into a few estates, and you're coming up on the holidays. People are thinking of turning stuff that's laying around into cash for the holidays, and that's what happens. You get a little bit of a surge there right before the Christmas break. As a matter of fact, I just contacted somebody, went to an estate last night and contacted somebody this morning, but they're a little too far out on price and distance, so probably not going to go see that one. So who knows what's to come, but I know I got a couple other things that I picked up since the swap meet we're going to cover here. A couple of estate things and tool buys that we'll go into in future episodes. So as always, if you really enjoy watching these tool scores, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. So let's dive right in. All right, first buy of the day. Found a table that had some machinist items and tools laid out, and didn't see anything I could really use, but then I spotted a pile of Kant twist clamps, and I talked to him about the Kant twist clamps, and there were these three, and then there were like maybe three or four of the smaller ones, and I asked him how much for the Kant twist clamps, and he said $5 a piece. So I counted up how many was there, and I asked him if he would take, I forgot how much for all of them. A little bit of a discount I was looking for to take all of them, and he wouldn't budge on price. It was really early in the morning. The sun wasn't even up yet at this point, and he just felt that he was going to have no problem getting $5 a piece for them. So he was firm on his $5 a piece, which is a great price for Kant twist clamps. The thing is, though, I'm now getting to the point where I've got so many of them, I'm just getting a little finicky. So I took the three largest ones at $5 a piece, so $15 for these three Kant twists, and I left the rest. These are handy. Next vendor I hit, didn't see much there, but I spotted this parting blade holder. This is definitely an import. I can't quite make out the part number on it. It says 25-621258. But what this is this is a parting blade, clamps in here, and then this will clamp in a regular tool post holder. So for instance, this is actually one of my CAs that I haven't gotten rid of yet. I sold the tool post, but not all the holders. But the idea is that we could take that out, for instance, and we could put this in there. And actually you could see that's quite a bit smaller, but that's okay because the new tool post for the 14-inch Vernon lathe is a CXA size. So if I grab one of these Char's CXA straight holders, and it won't fit. Okay. But I only paid $5 for this. So if I wanted to, I could mill this down so that it'll fit in that groove. Or I could just get a holder that's a little bit taller. I think they do make one that has a little bit bigger gap than this. Yeah, in fact, this one that's brand new, it's a 250-3011, so it's probably like a Phase 2 or a Char's or something. That definitely has a wide enough, so that'll fit in there. So I could put this in there, and now I got a small parting blade holder for my CXA tool post. So the next vendor I hit, I came across this Interapid, and the problem is it's got some issues. So I don't remember exactly what the issues are with this. Actually, I take that back. This actually seems to be in working order. The face is very dirty because the crystal, this plastic POS right here, has been off for so long. He had a new one in there, but it wasn't installed. But I pointed out to him that the reason for that more than likely is that this has got a big dent right here in the bezel. So unfortunately, it's got some damage there. So I was able to get this for $5. Interapid that's not completely trashed for $5. Close to completely trashed. But you know, I could send this out and maybe have a new bezel. The face could be cleaned up, new bezel installed, and a new crystal. And it'd be pretty nice Interapid. Although I just picked one up just like this last night in better condition, working order for, you know, a really good price. Anywho, my thinking was, even if this was completely junk, I would have paid the $5 for it because of the case. The original Interapid plastic case would cost me, a used one on eBay would cost me probably at least $5. And like I said, I picked one up. I picked one of these up last night, so I could put that in this case if I wanted to. So this is a 312B-1V, so this is the original case for this. The V indicating that this is the vertical style. So happy about that. Then I went to another vendor who had this stuff. Got some prices, wasn't too hard to see. He wanted $20 for this, he wanted $20 for this, and he wanted $35 for this. And I don't remember what he had for a price on this. And then I said, I'll give you $60 for the lot. And I think actually I offered him $50 for the lot, and he said, how about $70? I think we met in the middle. But anyways, got this for $60 for the lot. So we got a Brown and Sharp mag base. All right, this is the Mighty Mite magnet, which this one's branded Brown and Sharp, but oddly enough, I've also seen that name used on Lufkin's. So this basically is frozen, but a perfect world. No, it's not too bad. All right, so you loosen this. That gives the ability for this to swivel completely, and then you can tighten it. And then this, because of the design, this is your fine adjust. So this threaded hole would have the rod in it for the indicator to mount off of. And then this would be your fine adjust. But I'm not into that for much, because like I said, I paid $60 for the lot. This is an Indicall in its original box, and I do believe, yeah, this one is complete. This one's kind of interesting to me because it's a genuine Indicall 178, but every single one of these that I've had has been black. This has got these I don't know, maybe this is a bicentennial edition, but I'm sure it hasn't been around since 1976. But anyways, universal Indicall indicator, complete in its original box. You know, he had 20 on it. That's actually not a bad price at $20, but I'm into it for a little less than that because I bundled it. $35 for, yay, another set of 120 Starrett calipers. I do believe I did check these, and they are nice and smooth, no issues. They seem to repeat perfectly. Nothing wrong with these. A little bit dirty and engraved. John Dolan owned these. All right, John. Say hi if you come to the channel. Anyways, so case is biffed right there. I just sold a pair of these not that long ago. I'm sure I'll sell these no problem. And then we'll get to this. This is, I think, really cool. I recognize what this was immediately. This is a micrometer stand. And what made me think right away that I knew exactly who made this was I could see the remnants of this symbol under here, and then that same symbol is here on the knob. So let me take the sticker off so you guys can get a look at the bigger symbol. That symbol was eerily familiar to me. I somehow, in my mind, this symbol was already connected with Mitutoyo. Now the interesting thing is, if you Google Mitutoyo micrometer stands, or you look on eBay for them, you'll find a whole ton of them that do not look like this. They do not have this symbol on them. The reason why is because this is an early one. The only other markings on this, by the way, are made in Japan, which is another clue that it's Mitutoyo. But definitively, this is Mitutoyo, because what I did was I Googled early Mitutoyo logos, and it didn't take long to find this symbol. Now, this symbol's actually really interesting, or at least I hope I'm about to make it really, really interesting. What's really cool about this symbol is that these three, what look almost like little snowmen, actually are very symbolic. The name Mitutoyo itself is roughly translatable as abundance of three elements. So it turns out the founder of Mitutoyo, the company, Mr. Numata, he was the son of a temple priest, and he embraced the philosophy that human beings should have certain traits, should all possess certain traits. So I'm not going to get too bogged down with the definition. This is actually coming, this information is coming directly from the Mitutoyo website. So there's actually a section on there called the name and philosophy of the Mitutoyo name. So these three symbols represent the elements of prudence, bonami, or bonami, and strength. Now, bonami is spelled B-O-N-H-O-M-I-E. And I gotta tell you, I consider myself a pretty well-read guy. I didn't know what the heck that was. I had to look up Webster's definition myself. So, bonami is, apparently bonami is the correct pronunciation. There's a couple of definitions. The late 18th century from the French definition is bon ami, meaning good fellow. Generally speaking, modern use of bon ami would be to describe someone as good-natured, easy, friendliness. An example would be an undying bon ami radiated from her. She was easygoing and friendly. And English speakers borrowed bon ami from the French, where the word was created from bonhomie, B-O-N-H-O-M-M-E. I'm sure I'm getting that wrong, which means good-natured man. Oh, okay. All right. So there you go. Three elements: prudence, bonhomie, and strength. So, what's the purpose of a micrometer stand like this, a bench micrometer stand? Well, we've got a nice soft-jawed protected area right here so we don't damage the micrometer, but we also have the other thing that this rubber might be doing is it might actually be acting as an insulator, a thermal insulator. So the idea being we would have our micrometer clamped in here. And the first thought would be, well, that's for the purpose of being hands-free. Well, yeah, that's probably part of it right there, right? So the idea being we're here at our inspection station and we got a whole tub full of little dowels or whatever, and we got to check them. And we're going along here and we're micing them, and we got both hands free, so I could literally go whoop, whoop, you know, right? But the other thing is, by having the micrometer not held in the hand, my body is not warming the frame of the micrometer, which could actually change the dimension. So we're talking like really nitpicky type of tight tolerance that you will never ever witness in this shop. But these do definitely have a market value. They're definitely worth more than 20 bucks. I think Mr. Pete had one of these a while back and he sold it on eBay. I forgot what he ended up getting for it, but it was surprising what these are still valued at. And actually, I hope Mr. Pete actually gets to watch this video, because I think he would have enjoyed that whole, I know he's a Mitutoyo fan, and I think he would have enjoyed that little talk about that symbol. Then after I did the deal with that guy for that whole lot, for that group for 60 bucks, I then spotted this poor little Brown and Sharp best test indicator, and you know, no case, but the dovetails are really nice and clean. It's actually in pretty great shape, and its only problem is that it's either the point is broken off in it or it's missing the point altogether. I was hoping that you know, it's just missing the point, and I don't remember whether or not I was able to get this to move. This might be DOA. Well, I tell you what, there's no point broken off in here, so let me go grab an extra point. Well, put a new point on here and nothing. Seems like it's locked up tight. So there's something going on in there, but hey, you know what? I'm no stranger to this rodeo. I might open it up. Anyways, not this video. But see that little piece right in there that this threads into? That little piece in there alone was worth the $5 purchase price on this one. Because I've got another one identical to this that works perfectly, but somebody broke a point off inside there, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be able to get that remnants of that point out of that tiny hole. Next vendor I hit, I piled these 3 items together, offered him $10, and he took it. This is another little mag mount. This one is Westhoff Machine Company, Industrial Park, St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm assuming they're a supplier. And what's in here is one of these Mighty Mag deals. So it's interesting to me that this Mighty Mag is the only one I've ever seen that does not clearly say Mighty Mag right on it. I've got a couple of these and they all say Mighty Mag. So I mean, I kind of doubt somebody took a generic Mighty Mag and stuck it in a Mighty Mag box. Or maybe this is a rip-off of, I don't know. But see, it says trademark right on it, so. Well, anyways. So, little magnetic indicator base. Got a threaded hole on this end. And it's got a clampable hole here. An old indicator. Yeah, old stare at last word. This looks like somebody made this. This is a good original stare at piece, though, right here. That's no good. But it's a stare at last word, and it works perfect, so can't go wrong there. So this last word alone is worth the $10. And then I got this mystery item. It says Swiss Plus Tech. And the nearest I can figure is it's some sort of like locksmith type of device or something. I don't know. So let's Google this together and find out. It contains something called the Micro Plus, which looks like almost like a miniature Leatherman tool. Right? And the utility key. Oh, this thing's a hoot. So apparently this company makes a whole line of little gadgets and stuff, and this is from their line of keychain tools. And this utility key is actually designed to be, I guess when it's closed, you would hook this on your key ring, on your keychain, so you would always have this with you on your keys. And it's a 6-in-1 tool. So what they're calling 6 tools is we've got a straight knife blade here. We've got a serrated knife blade here. So that's 2 of your tools right there. We've got a bottle opener right here, this little hook. All right, that's 3. We've got a Phillips head screwdriver on the end here, that's 4. We've got a regular blade screwdriver here, that's 5. And then believe it or not, this little thing right here, they're calling an eyeglass screwdriver blade on the very end here. So that's the 6-in-1 tool. And then this is also from their line of keychain products. This one, the Micro Plus, this is an earlier version, so I believe this is considered a 6-in-1 tool. We've got a regular blade screwdriver large, regular blade screwdriver small, Phillips head large, Phillips head small. So that's 4. And then apparently the pliers make 5. And then this little crimping pedestal in the back here, or I don't know, world's smallest nutcracker, makes 6. And now they've really outdone themselves. They've gone up to they've got the 9-in-1 EX or something like that, so they've added even more things to it. Oh, I see. When it's closed up like this, it can't open. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, I like that. Because of the design of where this pivot point is, when we flip this around, that locks it. Therefore, that's how your key ring can go through that hole right there, and this won't fall off your keys. And then for the person who has everything, they put it in this fancy little case, this gift case here, so you can really touch the people you love with a quality gift like this. This next pile of stuff all came from the same vendor. You know, I kind of been shying away from buying carbide inserts unless I can get them for next to nothing. Because they, you know what, even mongrel carbide inserts can have a use in the shop. Never know when you might want to make a tool out of something. So, we'll get to that in a moment. Box of carbide inserts. So let's see, we got, get this stuff out of here. We'll put that off to the side. So first off, I bought these 2 micrometers for $5 a piece. This one, without the case, is a, well, it's got a ratchet thimble. It has a lock that works. It has a 1/10 vernier. So it has all that going for it. It's got carbide faces. Oh, I see what it's got wrong with it. It's a Fowler. Not that that's horrible. It's seen a lot of use by the looks of it for that to be worn the way it is. Alright, but it's not all locked up. You know, for $5. And then I got this one, also for $5. This one is marked General MG, and that is what it is. So I'm familiar with General Hardware, General Tools, but this is something different because this is marked Japan, so this is made in Japan. It's a friction thimble. It's also a 1/10 micrometer, and it also works fine. It also has carbide faces. So again, not a piece of junk. Better than Chinese, because most of the Asian imports aren't that great, but the Japanese stuff's pretty decent for the most part. So anyways, got that. I'm missing an indicator. And then I got this pile of stuff right here for $10 from this vendor. Okay, this is a Warner and Swayze turret lathes, Cleveland, Ohio, cutter grinding gauge. Okay, so this might be something of interest to a collector or maybe somebody who has a Warner and Swayze turret lathe. So that's why I picked that. This is a set of either Starrett or Brown and Sharps. Yep, these are Starrett inside calipers. Nice little scale. General. Very clean though, 6-inch satin chrome. This cutie here, this is a Starrett. It says tempered number 4. I can't see the number. This is a number 303 Starrett 4-inch. And it's not cut down. This is exactly what it was because you can see it's got actually the marks on the side here. My brain's not working. I can't think of what the hell I'm wanting to call those. Anyways, a Atlantic Steel and Trading Company, kind of like a pocket chum. No, it is a pocket chum. The executive pocket chum. So, again, we meet again, my old friend, the pocket chum. I've had quite a few of these go through my hands. People like these pocket chum, and this one is branded Atlantic Steel and Trading Company, so it was probably a premium they gave away or something along those lines. This one says Garrison 7-3740. That's an early telephone number. That's back in the days when you picked up the phone and the operator came on the line and you said, connect me with Garrison 7-3740. 3D7. 3740, Steve. Oh, and a couple of telescopic whole gauge orphans. So what's interesting to me about these is these are both clearly marked made in the USA. They're both a match, so they both came from the same original set. But they are not marked Starrett anywhere. So I do not believe they are Starretts. And being that they are marked made in the USA, I don't know, they could be Brown and Sharps, but again, I think if they were Brown and Sharp, I think they'd also be marked. So I'm wondering whether or not these are Fowlers. Anybody recognize those suckers? I don't know why I ask. It takes years before anybody figures out what they are. Or they figure it out right away, they don't bother commenting. And so then I got this lot of carbide inserts. All of these carbide inserts here. And all the ones here in the box. And I'm not going to bore you to tears with what's in here. We can play hard to count the carbide some other day. All you need to know is that I got this whole pile of carbide inserts for $5. $5. $5. Oh, and from that same vendor, I found the indicator. I got this indicator as is for $5, and we put it in this bag because I believe, yes, the problem is it has no crystal on it. It's an SPI, so not a great brand, but it actually still is in perfect working condition. It somehow has survived this long without the needle being bent and the thing being broken. So what I love about this indicator for $5 is even if I don't bother getting a crystal put on it because, you know, it's a cheap indicator, what it's got going for it is right here. These two attachments. This is a swivel ball attachment for on the dovetail. And this is actually, it's interesting. This one right here would fit probably on some of those Mighty Mites. But it's a dovetail. And it also has holes, so you could use like the style that has the rod on it, like a Last Word or whatever. So anyways, that was a good deal for $5.